Close the door, Landon. Tuck your shirt in. Tuck your shirt in. You don't need a belt to tuck your shirt in. Hold on. Let me get started. Let me get started. All right. Here we go. Quiet, please. All right. So 9 and 10 were some popular questions. I had a whole bunch of people. Here's 9 and 10. 9, you're given not radius, not diameter. They give you circumference. So circumference, they give you a number. Well, we know the formula for circumference, two of them. Either C is equal to pi d or C is equal to 2 pi r. Okay. Since the formula for area, A for area, is equal to pi r squared, I need the r. I'm going to use this formula because I need r. Okay? The other one works fine. You just got to find the diameter divided by 2. Let's just say that the circumference is 10. Well, I'm just going to solve for r. How is 2 and pi attached to r? So all we need to do is divide both sides by 2 times pi. That's going to solve for r. Whatever that number is, toss it in there, and that's how you find your. There's 9 and 10. Now, 9 and 10 wasn't, the circumference was 10. It was some other number, but that's the process. So multiple step process to find the answer. Any questions on last night's homework?
It was pretty easy. I think I missed.
Nothing? All right, here we go. Number 1, 1,386 square kilometers. Number 2, 346.5 square kilometers. It doesn't say what to round it to. A couple people asked me. I said, whatever. 10th sounds good. Winter, put the book away. Number 3, 1.54 square centimeters. Once again, there's no rhyme or reason what they're rounding to here. Number 4, 6.16 square centimeters. Number 5, 50.2 square meters. Does that round to 50.2? Okay. Number 6, 314 square meters. Number 7, they gave you a diameter, not a radius. If you threw in 10, you're going to get it wrong. The radius is 5, and that would give me 78.5 square centimeters. Number 8, once again, they gave you a diameter. If you threw in 12, you got the wrong answer. You got to throw in half of 12, which is 6. So the answer is 113 square centimeters.
He's right.
9 and 10 are, as I stated up here, what to do. 9 and 10 are hard. 9 is 707 square meters, 707 square meters. 10 is 3.14 square meters. 11 is 10 centimeters. No, because you're finding the radius, not the area. Number 12 is 2 meters, 2 meters. And that's it. Yes, Jace.
What if we rounded differently, but all the answers?
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Kind of
Unless it specifically says to round to a specific thing, then no big deal. All right. Quizzes tomorrow. Quizzes tomorrow. Listen up, please. This is the only pause that we're going to have. After today, we move on to surface area and volume and a whole bunch of really ugly formulas. The only deal is that surface area uses all the formulas that we just used, okay? Because you're calculating area of a surface of a three-dimensional object. So you're calculating area of a three-dimensional, surface area of a three-dimensional object. So it involves area. So rectangles, circles, cones, right? Circles, triangles, right? For triangular pyramids. Then we'll move on to volume. Volume doesn't use these formulas, but surface area does. So it is critical that you have these solid. Now I'm going to give you a pretty thick worksheet. In fact, the first page has 10 examples. The first page has 10 examples of rectangles and squares. So listen carefully to what I say. We will spend the entire class period doing this. We will spend the entire class period doing this. However, I'm not going to have you do 10 of these if you know after the first 2 or so what you're doing. But you will spend the entire classroom on this. And since some of you, no matter how many times that I ask, no matter how many times I plead with you, refuse to make a resource card, I'm making you make a resource card.
Good.
If you show up tomorrow without the resource card, you're putting a -1 on your quiz. If you show up tomorrow without a calculator, well, then too bad, so sad. Okay, that's on you. But I will take off 1 point off your quiz grade if you show up without a resource card. I'm trying to get you to have that as a habit. I'm going to have a resource card. Okay. Yes, you do. That's your resource card. We're going to do it again. And that way, there's other people out there that have refused to do it. So I'm going to make you make a resource card. Yes. No.
Are we gonna go over?
Sheet of paper, front and back. All right. So what's about to be in front of you right now is a blank sheet of paper with 6 boxes on it. Okay. We've had basically 6 things that we've done. We're going to fill that in. In other words, every box is going to have a shape. Every box is going to have a formula. 9.3b is not, there's no 9.3b in the book. I'm just using this as a review day. I only do this for this one chapter where we actually have a review before a quiz. 9.4, 9.5, 9.5, 9.5, 9.6, 9.6, 9.7, 9.7, 9.8 are all deals with surface area and volume, right? A lot of stuff left. Will be 2 review days for the test. Your homework will be this worksheet. This worksheet will be exactly like what's on the quiz. It will look like the quiz. It'll taste like, no, it will look like the quiz. It'll be exactly like the quiz. Okay. The only difference is I'm not going to give you 10 rectangles to do the area on. I will give you 10 rectangles to practice on. So you have a sheet of paper. It's only one side. It's got 6 boxes. Okay. This is your resource card. Or for those of you that already have a sheet of paper that you've been using as a resource card, I don't care which one you use. But you better, if you're saying, I'm not going to use your one that you just gave me, then you better have everything on this that we're about to cover. And if you've been taking good notes, you already do. And last thing, and then I won't say it again, if you forget to bring your calculator, shame on you. Okay? I will have no mercy on you. I'm not giving you a calculator. You are on your own for doing that math. Here we go. Review day. Okay. You don't need to write this part down, but polygon is a shape made up of segments joined at their endpoints. All right. All the shapes besides the circle that we've dealt with have been shapes that have been constructed from segments that have been joined at their endpoints. Those segments are not joined at their endpoints. That's why we don't know what that shape is. We don't have a name for it. But the shapes where things are connected to the endpoints make recognizable shapes, and we have formulas for calculating perimeter and area. Make sure that you read the question carefully. The first one, you can put it in box 2, right? If you're making this as your resource card. Rectangle, okay? Your job is to write the word rectangle, draw the shape so you don't screw it up. And you're like, how could I screw up a rectangle? Every single time I have kids screw up a rectangle. I don't know why. They don't recognize the shape, I'm not sure. No. All right. 4-side polygon that has 4 right angles. There's a rectangle. We have 2 formulas for this. One for area and one for perimeter. Okay. The 2 formulas. Area is length times width. You're like, wait a minute, you told me it was base times height. Yeah, okay, you can put that if you like. Length times width for rectangle for area. Take the length, 7. Take the width, 3. 7 times 3, 21. 21 square units. Done. Okay. If we do perimeter, then we need to add up all the sides. But 2 of the sides are the same. Top and bottom are the same, left and right are the same. So for perimeter, same box, right? The formula is 2L plus 2W. P equals 2L plus 2W. 2L plus 2W. There are the first two formulas that we learned this chapter. Let me talk. Tomorrow on the quiz, I will give you a rectangle. I will ask you to calculate the perimeter and the area of a rectangle. You have to do 3 things to get credit for it. Here are the 3 things. Step number 1. Well, step number 0, identify the shape. Oh, it's a rectangle. Look at your resource card, find those formulas. Okay? The formula for perimeter, you got to write it on your paper. You can't just write the answer. You have to write this down. Step number 2, you plug in the numbers. I plugged in the numbers. Step number 3, well, I guess you could do that one in your head, or you can use your calculator. I don't care which. Last step is you write your answer with the right units. If you leave off the formula, if you leave off plugging in the numbers, I'm gonna mark it wrong. Is anyone not hearing that? Wait, you marked this wrong. It is 11. 11 is the answer. You have to write the formula. You have to plug in the numbers. I'm doing this for your benefit, not mine. Why? Because if you write the correct formula, you plug in the correct numbers, and you fat finger your calculator, and you get 62, because, I don't know, you pressed the wrong number, I'm not going to fail you. I'm at least going to pass you because you knew the right shape, or you identified the shape, you knew the formula, you knew the right numbers, you plugged them in the right spot, you did everything right, and you messed up your calculator. Question on perimeter of a rectangle. Area of a rectangle. Step 1, write the formula. Plug in the numbers. Don't just do this. Write the base formula. Okay? There's not going to be 26 of these, so you're not going to be writing A equals LW, A equals LW, A equals 12, 26 times. It's going to be 1, maybe 2 of these. You can do this. It doesn't take much time. Do the math when you calculate, get to the answer. Remember, units are also required. Perimeter is always in units. Area is always in units squared. We're done with rectangles. Yes? Okay. Next shape. By the way, rectangle also applies to squares. Now, if you want to write the square formula, s squared, 4 times s for the perimeter, you can do that too. Or you can just say, hey, all squares are rectangles. So I can use the rectangle formula. Box number 3, the second shape, triangle. Technically, it's the third shape, right? One of these is calculator friendly, the bottom one. One of these is, well, what you see in every math book that ever is written, 1/2 base times height. Okay? Calculator base times height divided by 2, it makes your life a whole lot easier. If there is a mistake to be made with triangles, perimeter, you add up all 3 sides. If there's a mistake to be made, it's this one. They'll see this 10 and they'll think that's the base because it's on the bottom. The base is the number that's attached to the little square. The height is also the number that's attached to the square with the exception of that scaling up 2 triangle. I will put this on the test because I know it differentiates between the kids that know what they're doing and the kids that don't. Kids that don't know what they're doing, I don't know, base, it must be the bottom. Yeah, most of the time it is the bottom, but not in this case. The base is 9, the height is 8. Okay. Once again, to get full credit, you write the formula. I don't care if you write BH over 2 or 1/2 BH, either one's fine. You plug in the numbers and you need to do the math. Half of 8 is 4. 4 times 9 is 36. Square centimeters, or square, centimeters in this case. Perimeter, well, this isn't a perimeter problem. If it was a perimeter problem, I'd give you all 3 sides, add them all up. Make sure you read the questions. We did rectangles, we did squares, and now we've done triangles. Questions? Okay. Wait a minute, there's no dotted line. Where's the height? Right triangles already have a square on them. The square touches the base, it touches the height still. Jake, just turn around, please. Touches the base and it touches the height. 7 times 10 or 10 times 7 divided by 2 gives me 35. Write the formula, plug in the numbers, write your answer. If you're doing it by hand, then you'd have this extra step right here. Do it with a calculator, 1, 2, answer. Who's lost? Don't say yes if you mean no. Of the three, which one is the hardest one?
The right one.
Somebody will look at this and be confused. Well, why did you put a 6 there? Well, because it's 6 centimeters. But it's not the base. The base is 4. The height is 8. I would need all 3 of these numbers, 3 of the 5 numbers here to do the perimeter. 4 plus 12 plus 10. The 6, we're not ever going to use, at least not this year. We'll use it later on, you get to high school, but not right now. Yes, we good with all 3 of these? I will put 2 of these. Guess which 2 I'll probably put?
The hard one.
I'll put the hardest one and the second hardest one. Probably. Be ready for them, yeah. Perimeter is just 3 sides added up. Don't really have a formula other than side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3. We okay? Rectangle, square, triangle. Okay. Horse shape. Parallelogram. The formula for perimeter, add up the 4 sides. Formula for area, base times height. The perimeter, the height on a parallelogram will not go from base to vertex, but base to opposite side. Base to opposite side. But you'll still have a little square. Your eyeball will still find the base touching it and the height touching it. Multiply base times height, that's it. Believe it or not, this is the most missed question, parallelogram. It is the, I don't know, equally the easiest one is a rectangle. You want to know why people make a mistake on this one?
They used the wrong.
It's because of this one, the green one. People will look at the green one and they won't see parallelogram, they will see, they won't see triangle, they will see trapezoid. Do you see the trapezoid? If you include the little dashed lines, it is a trapezoid. If you don't include it, then it's a parallelogram. But I will put this green one on there and somebody will use the trapezoid formula. The rest of them are pretty simple. If somebody makes a mistake, it's on this. What color is this? Okay. It's blue, but I know it's not blue. Right. All right. This one right here is also equally missed. Right. It's equally missed because of this 5 right here. They will think that the 5 is the height. It's not the height. It's required to do the perimeter, 5 plus 5 plus 21 plus 21, but it's not part of the calculation for area. 21 times 4, easy, 84 inches squared. Okay. Questions on parallelogram? Yeah, I'm doing this quick because it's review day, and we're going to spend the rest of the class on the worksheet.
Yay.
That was shape 4. Shape 5. I said there's 6 shapes. Shape 5. Okay, trapezoid. The most complicated formula, the one that you need to use PEMDAS in order to do it correctly. A lot of stuff going on here. Uncalculator friendly. Calculator friendly. Either one's fine. If you do it by hand, because you forgot your calculator, make sure you add the 2 bases first, multiply by the height, and then divide by 2.
I like the gym.
For those of you with the expensive calculator, you can literally type it in the way it appears. H times open parentheses, base 1 plus base 2, close your parentheses, division symbol, that's fraction bar 2, enter, and you're done. For those of you without the very, very smart calculator, you got the $1 calculator, you got to use GEMDAS. You got to do base 1 plus base 2, enter, times H, enter, divided by 2. You cannot type it in as it appears if you got a cheapo calculator. What? The way you know if you have a cheapo calculator is Cheapo calculator, $1. Okay.
$1.
Expensive calculator, or more, not a cheapo calculator. All right, you do this on your calculator. 5 minus 2 times 4. Type that into your calculator. What'd you get? What'd you get? He got -3. What'd you get? 5 minus 2 times 4. Just do 5 minus 2 times 4.
What if it doesn't do that?
So, hush. She got 12. Dollar calculator, not dollar calculator. By the way, what's the right answer?
-3.
You got a cheap calculator, you better be careful. By the way, why did she get 12?
Because it didn't do gymnastics.
It did 5 minus 2, which is times 4 is 12. It doesn't do GEMDA. Cheap calculators don't do order of operations. Okay? Why did it take you 20 seconds to do that?
Well, I did it and then I accidentally clicked
Oh.
off and then.
All right. Yes. I'm just saying, if you want to know whether or not your calculator can do the math right, just do 5 minus 2 times 4. If you get 12, don't ever use that calculator. Well, I mean, you can. It's just that you got to do GEMDAS.
My man.
All right. So, plugging in the numbers, you got to write the formula first. Step 1, step 2, you plug in the numbers. Step 3, you do the math. You have most of you do, right? All your calculations, you can type in exactly the way it appears. If not, that calculator, I got to do 8 plus 10 times 6 divided by 2. We still get to the final answer, 54 square centimeters.
Wait. Too fast.
Questions? Yes. If you're doing it by hand, the answer is no, right? Notice, but you do have to do what's in parentheses first. So let's divide 6 by 2. What do you get? Times 18 is 54. Divide 18 by 2 times 6, still 54. So the answer to your question, no, it doesn't matter. But what does matter is if you divide 4 by 2, yeah, you're going to get the wrong answer. I'm sorry, 8 by 2, you get the wrong answer. I'm thinking of the answer. All right. If the trapezoid is flipped sideways, it doesn't change the bases. The bases are the parallel sides, not necessarily the side that's on the bottom and the top. Okay. 4 and 6 are the two parallel sides. The height will point or come from one of the parallel sides to the other one for trapezoids. Formula, step 1. Plug in the numbers, step 2. Step 3, you can go right to the answer. Okay. Questions on our 5th shape? One shape left, that's the
Circle.
circle. Pi r squared. What's the only way I can make this challenging? If I give you a diameter. If I give you a diameter, what must you do first? Take the diameter and divide it by half. Wait, divided by 2. Divided by half actually makes it bigger. You divide by a half, that's multiplying by 2. If you divide by 2, that's taking half. All right. Pi r squared. No, I'm not going to put any weird one like I give you the circumference and ask you to. Okay, I'm just going to give you a circle. I'm either going to label a radius or label a diameter. You're going to calculate the area. That's it. You now know everything that's going to be on the quiz tomorrow. Yes?
But won't there be an area one?
That's what do you think A stands for?
What is
Apple.
Right. Doesn't stand for apple, it stands for area. Now, if you use the pi key or 3.14, either one is fine. I will not put composite shapes. I just wanted to put this up here one more time because you see this all the time on tests. Hey, what's the formula? What's the formula? One on the left. What's the formula?
Length times width.
In more general terms, using the name of the shapes. Half circle plus, maybe it's a square, maybe it looks to me like a rectangle. What's the formula?
Triangle plus circle.
No.
half circle?
Triangle plus half circle. Okay. Yeah, it is a rectangle.
So that's
What's the formula?
Circle plus,
a whole circle plus square.
Yeah, if you add this circle, half circle, that circle, that's a whole circle. So whole circle plus, I don't know, it looks more like a rectangle to me. Okay. All right, so when I hand this out, here's what you must do. You must do one shape of every category. I'm giving you 50 of these to do. 50. Listen carefully. You must do one of every category. Once that's done, repeat. Do it 2 times. How many shapes are there? On your sheet in front of you right now, how many shapes?
6.
There are 6. So if you do this twice, how many problems did you just do? Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
You do this twice, and there's 6 shapes. There are 12 problems. When you are done, every one of you will be done 12 problems pretty quickly. When you are done 12 problems and you check your answers, Jaden, are you listening? No, you're not. You're talking. When you're done with the 12 problems, you're either going to be in one of 2 categories. Hey, I got them all right, or I got them wrong. Right? If you got them all right, you're going to repeat this process until the bell rings. Do one of every shape, one of every shape, one of every shape.
If you got them right, or if you got them wrong.
If you got them all right, you're going to repeat this process until the bell rings.
Or if you got them wrong.
If you got them wrong, and the wrong you got wrong was the circle and the trapezoid, guess what I want you to do?
Circle and trapezoid.
I want you to do all of the circles and all the trapezoids. Once again, after you do 12 of these, you're going to be in one of 2 categories. Hey, I got them all right, or I got some wrong. You got them all right? Continue. One of every shape, one of every shape, one of every shape, and then the bell rings, you go. Right? If, however, you got some of them wrong, then I want you to concentrate on that shape and just that shape. Wait a minute, I got all the shapes wrong. Well, then you're doing the whole darn package, right? But if all you got wrong were the trapezoids, then for the remainder of class, do all, I'm giving you about 10 of every shape, right? Do just all the trapezoids, okay? That way, at least there's a chance. By the way, you're flipping the back. 3 steps, Jenna, what are the 3 steps to do all these problems? And tomorrow for the quiz to get 100, you must, step 1, I must what? You must not study. You must write the equation. Write this on your paper right now. No, she can't tell me, so she's writing it down. Write the equation. That means there's nothing but variables. There's no numbers.
Yeah, the form.
If you're doing circles, a equals pi r squared. That's step 1. Step 2, Jenna, is plug in the numbers. You're not going to erase the formula and plug in numbers. You're going to rewrite it with the numbers. Hey, question number one is a rectangle. So it's going to be a equals L times W. One step down from that, you're going to write a is equal to 8 times 7. Step 3, you do the math. Write your answer. Those 3 steps. Can you remember that? Can you do that? That's what the quiz will be on. All right. No, you're not going to talk with your neighbor. No, you're not going to work with your neighbor. You're going to do the work. I gave you 50 questions. At a minimum, you're going to do 12 of these. If you finish the 12th one and the bell rings, well, then you're going home or going to the next class. Right. At a maximum, those that are quick out there, you might do all 50 of them. Right? My belief is it's going to be somewhere between 12 and 20 that you probably end up doing. If you don't get them correct, it's just a word problem. Just read what it says, do what it says. Instead of giving you a shape, I gave you words. Step 1, write the formula. Step 2, plug in the numbers. Step 3, do the math. Hey, he's got a resource card for tomorrow.
Yeah, holler.
Will he have a -1 on his paper tomorrow?
Unless you
We will find out if you show up without a resource card. Oh, by the way, I always say I never look at a resource card. Tomorrow I will look at all your resource cards. If you show up without a resource card, I go, I'll just write something on a piece of paper real quick. I'm going to look at your resource card. Don't forget your resource card. Is this because I'm being a jerk?
No, you want us to pass.
I just don't. People that show up on this quiz and God forbid, on the test day, without a resource card, never pass. Never pass. They never can remember the formulas.
Wait, one in each?
So you just did a rectangle and a square. Next shape. What's the next shape? Flip to the triangles. The triangle. You can do any one of them. Based on time.
Rudy. Oh, so I'll be out tutoring today.
Who's lost? No, we're gonna do student advisement, take the test. Did you not listen to anything yesterday?
I thought you
Yeah,
did.
that's the-
Sorry. That's what I'm talking about.
We're having a different conversation. All right, get to work, get to work, get to work. You confident? You're gonna have your resource card. You know how to use it? Okay. Very, very small.
Do I
Yeah,
learn?
I'm just gonna say.
You didn't even fr-
What?
I agree that you probably don't have to have it.
So good.
Is this supposed to be like, do you want to like-
Imagine me typing me.
Yes.
Area equals 7 times 11. Area equals 77 feet squared. Sponsored by today's video is math. Show up. I hate math. You should learn that.
Well, that's not 56.7. That's not 56.25.
It's just 56. It's like
Borrow their calculator. Yes?
there's papers on shareable.
Or something.
It's supposed to be-
Dude, you're supposed to do 2 and then the next shape. That's supposed to be 4. You see,
Practice.
Yes.
practice makes perfect.
That is.
Oh,
Gotta make sure
it
it's.
says 2.35.
I don't hear what you're saying, bro. Will you speak up?
My big brain. You are not.
Area equals.
What is the shape? Is it a triangle?
Not big brain.
Resource card?
Bro, this is the hard one.
Not big brain.
Oh, it's gonna be minus 1 tomorrow. I give this big long speech. It's based upon not me liking the year myself. It's based upon, I gotta keep reading your stuff. I hate writing stuff when the kid shows up and they're like, I don't know, I couldn't remember the formula.
Are you both the base?
This paper's gonna be overwhelmed.
It starts with having a resource card. Make a resource card first. Every one of the formulas, put them on there.
I might cry. I actually might cry.
All right, I'm your best friend now. All right, rectangle, triangle, parallelogram, trapezoid, circle, like that.
I might cry over the paper.
Rectangle,
Come on, please be right. If I'm wrong, I swear. Please
rectangle,
be
Okay.
right. 5.185.
triangle,
Oh,
parallelogram.
yo, yo, yo.
Dude,
on this thing.
The one when the boys find diamonds.
Trapezoid, circle.
No, netherite. I don't like diamonds anymore. Diamonds are good.
The,
Netherite's are good.
Yes, you
Netherite.
need to use-
You're a real gamer when you find
You
netherite.
need diamonds to use nether. You need diamonds first to make a nether.
Yeah, once I get that diamond slit, I throw it away. Once I get that netherite.
Draw me a rectangle.
And I don't even use, I just speed run for netherite.
L and W.
Chill. Yo, I just ate the Chipotle.
Area,
I'm gonna.
that number times that.
Oh, Jackson, did you hear that they're adding copper to the next update?
And wood.
Yeah, they are. Bro, they're adding kids and clips.
Hey, I'm hearing a whole bunch of voices that I shouldn't be hearing. Landon, you're the loudest. Get your work done.
I never talk.
Just squared. Surface.
Ooh, what? Math mistake. Wait.
Can you understand your own writing?
It's the,
So maybe.
Okay.
The bases of all the bus, yes.
Easy. You get 8+.
So a dotted line from the base to the opposite.
Wait, this is the one I did.
They go right in.
Unless this is a trapezoid.
Not your base. It's not the bottom. You turn this way. It's just one of the three sides of your base. And your height is the dotted line.
Kai is laughing so hard. He lost his
Base
breath.
times height divided by 2. Base times height divided by
Let's go. I just got 35.1. Hit that like button for more videos.
Draw one square line, small. Okay. Draw the same
21
one
more
right here.
35.1. TikTok. Let's go. B runs keeper.
A equals B8.
Hold on, you'll get older on speed run. Like you play.
B stands
Speed
for.
run. I was like,
You never played with me.
yeah.
I was going to win, and you were scared. I'm a pro Minecrafter, bro.
Imagine losing their Xbox to their Anvil.
And it's right angle.
Listen, okay, I have my reasons.
Why do this? Trapezoid, there it is. Draw trapezoid.
There's two easy dog.
Draw one on
Is it because the Xbox
underneath of that.
No.
Draw one small.
Because I stole that. I'm just kidding.
I knew it. I was like, I knew it. I was like,
I was like, and he was like, no, I told my girl, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna take the Xbox back, and she's like, okay, good luck with that. I figured out the password, and she's like,
yeah, then he gave me the password, so I have it.
can you get me the battle, or just give me enough viewers?
Landon, I'm gonna take a point away from you.
I'm on
You don't
33.
close your mouth and work.
You
That one to that shape right there. Okay, last one.
What do you want? Battle pass.
want Mandalorian.
Jackson, you're next. Tyson, will you go Tyson?
Yo, I'm speed running. 6 yards clear. Yo, if I get this ball, I'm going to close up.
Ours were.
33.
Two buttons.
46. Yo, let's go. You guys are.
So only one was done here.
Area equals
So label that piece
10.6.
R. So if I give it a Z, what do you think?
6.8.
If I give you a T, let's see, please tell. This relationship is formula using R.
Alright, so I'm going to do 10.6 plus 5.2.
Oh, wait, no, I didn't.
6.8.
Double R. So if I want, if I give you a T,
That's backward.
you need an R.
Speed running. Don't get my Minecraft server in trouble. Minecraft's going to ban it.
Give you R, you do another step.
This is not a game.
First step, not last step. First step.
53. How do you get 53?
You remember to bring that?
This is so dumb.
You're not gonna remember this. No one will. Just me, right? Me, so
You're
don't
right.
forget it. So where are you gonna put it so you don't forget it? You won't forget that, all right? All right. Now I'll do your.
Yo, I'm gonna. Do you think Google is better than me?
Unless it says round number 6 would be round number 10. Does. The
Oh, yeah,
square
Jackson.
touches the base.
Where
it
when
is
you
the
fall
height.
for
All right, Donovan, are you alive?
Man's dead.
Yep.
Do you have any questions?
She woke up.
Donovan, questions?
He died.
No, I'm getting all of them.
Okay, same drill. If you have any questions between now and tomorrow, send me a chat or email. You have all the answers. Please make sure you have a resource card too, and you can see if you're getting them right or wrong. All I'm going to do on the quiz is give you one of every single shape, right? That'll be the entire quiz. So about 6
Okay.
questions. On the quiz. We good?
Yep.
Okay, I will catch you tomorrow then.
Bye, guys.